Welcome to Talking International. On today's episode, we're welcoming a very special guest. He not only works as a professor and vice president here at the University of Applied Science in Kiel, but is also responsible for developing strategies to drive the internationalization of this institution. Welcome, Mr. Hochscherf, and thank you very much for taking your time to talk to us today.
Thanks very much for inviting me.
Our very first question is, you have a very vast range of experiences overseas. Mm-hmm. Could you maybe tell us something about your very first experience overseas in another foreign country as a student?
Not as a student. I think the most important thing when I went abroad was in America in the early 1990s as a school exchange. And then once I enrolled at the University of Kiel, just opposite on the other side of the bay, I went to Northern England to work as a teacher. So I was working as an assistant teacher for a whole year at two schools in around Leeds and Yorkshire.
Yeah, interesting.
What would you say were the biggest challenges that you confronted during your time in other countries?
Well, in those two countries, it was the United States of America and England. It was the language, of course, at the beginning, which is, of course, not that difficult because we had English at school and so on. But it's also cultural differences and being alone. I think when you go to study and you have a flat that you share with other students, you make friends very easily. But if you're the outsider coming to a new environment, that can be difficult. And you're only there for a limited number of months or maybe a whole year. And it's much harder to make friends because you join them after they started to study, so they already have friends. And to kind of make new friends can be a challenge.
There are for sure many students around the world would like to go through this journey of experiences new countries, but they may hesitate or be anxious. Mm-hmm. How would you persuade? What is the point to say, go for it?
Well, you learn so much more than just what the university has on offer. I think you experience new cultures. I still have friends. We talked about the United States. One of my former exchange partners is the godfather of one of my sons. And you have friends in Madrid, in Africa, in Asia. So our flat still exchanges emails and Christmas letters and so on. So it's just a cultural experience. This is so amazing. And you also question your own country in a way and your own culture. So that's also something interesting because you come back a different person, but you learn so much more than usually you give. I think it's an essential part is going abroad as a student. And given that we have stipends and so on from the European Union, it's also possible to do that, especially if you don't have the money to pay for it all by yourself.
That's true. Thank you.
You have been our vice president since September 2020. How would you evaluate the progress of the internationalization of our institution?
Well, I had the fear that you might ask the question. The problem is I had all these plans. And internationalization is something that we as the Kiel University of Applied Science take very seriously. And we want to offer a place for all the students, to invite foreign students to come here to spend a semester with us. The problem is that Corona broke out and that all these plans didn't materialize. So from one day to another, we had all these problems. We had no one coming in, no one going out. Students who were abroad couldn't come back. And that was a major hit to our internationalization strategy that we just that was one of the first things we did when I assumed the office, that we agreed on a strategy, what to do and how to do it and so on. And now we get started again, which is great to see. I think we would like to offer every student who wants to go abroad a place. And we would like to expand our network of partner universities above and beyond the European Union. The European Union is the core of our activities, but we need to reach out. And I think especially if we want to have foreign students coming here, maybe staying in Germany to start their working careers, maybe start a life over here, we need to reach out. We need to reach out to Asia, to South America, to Africa, to other regions in the world. And this is what we're doing now.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
Last but not least for today, the Kiel University of Applied Sciences has been supporting very different internationalization projects so that to make the international students feel at home. For example, the foundation of our international club in October this year, our very first pilot project, BAMA Plus, for freshmen in summer term, and also our central body program. How would you say, combining these to your experience, how would you say that would be the best way to communicate all of these ideas and supporting actions to the new international students?
And there are even more. We're thinking about the summer school. We have the program of sailing under sails, where students embark on a ship and then go sailing, and they have lectures on board, which is also fascinating.
That's cool.
I really like those activities, and also the international club is very important because we can't assume that the foreign students come to us if they have questions. We have to go out to talk to them. And I think sometimes it's very important that we reach out to them, give them the information, but also to make it easier to make friends, to know people, to have social activities. It's not the academic curriculum that poses a threat or problem. It's usually the social network, because they come from another country, first time in Germany sometimes, everything's new, and they just need some fellow students to be their friends, to share experiences with, and also to meet other internationals because they are in the same situation. So I think at the core of these activities, we have to go to the students. We have to propose things that they enjoy. So we can't wait for them to actually come to us whenever it's appropriate and we have office hours. So it's really exchange needs, well, that we have to change to a certain degree as well.
That's true. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your insights on the internationalization of our campus, and best of luck for your future projects.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.